fruit. They never saw it before. Mr. Smith, I got that. You want the gold. It's sitting here. Why would you want to get into something old? Let's go further into the future together. And then, of course, you have your next step, right, which is you're building the suite, right? The surgical suite.
The 360. Oh, yeah. I think we should take a break, but one thing I would add just before closing is that input information for you to know that the average spine today is 11 years older than it was 47 years ago. And my justification for saying that is when I graduated from medical school, the lifespan, the life expectancy was 67.5 years, and today, in 2007, it's 78.2. So the average spine is 11 years older today than it was 45 years ago.
Interesting, one quick point, and we'll take a break. I have friends that are developing a company specifically to sell services to seniors. They literally will not sell to anybody who is not a senior. That market by itself for this kind of technology is as we get older, we're going to need these things more and more. This market is not getting smaller. If anything, it's getting bigger. Now we just have to grab the right market share. All right, let's take a break.
How old you got to be to be a senior?
79.
Motivator.
As long as doing a raise.
Thought it was a good idea.
You don't know what you like it.
Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start off by handing this out to you, all right? And we're going to go over it in detail tomorrow. But this is the UCLA reprint that you've seen before that have the abstracts in it. But what's new is a review of what is being said in the UCLA abstract and the clinical importance of each of the abstracts and what the abstracts are addressing from the patient's perspective and the physician's perspective. And the reason for that review is that the abstracts themselves are very terse, and they're written from, if you look at them, they're written from surgeon to surgeon. And so that, except for the 8,000 surgeons that do spine, anybody else who reads this abstract won't know what it says. That's what this document does. This explains it in plain English. Now, we have 20,000 of these because they're going to be used in a mailing marketing program. And at the moment, we have 1,000 of the inserts, but we will soon have 20,000. So the only point I'm making is that there are more of these available. You will end up using them as a sales tool when you feel the doctors, because your doctors are going to be able to take this home and at their leisure, they're going to be able to study what this UCLA study and what the upright means to them medically and why they have to have it. There's not an alternative. So what I've got here is for each of you a beginning set of 10 documents each so that you can have it for selling. Okay, now bring them tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be going over these with you so that you know in detail what all the principal selling points are of this technology for your customer. And you'll see that in the latter part of the agenda. You all received tomorrow's agenda? You all know what it is? Okay. Did you get this, Dan?
Yes, sir, I had left this and I had lost my notes.
But you have, this thing you have, okay.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so we were talking about the cold calling, and the questionnaires that we would use is the next step. So we have all our questions for the investor. So now what we want to get to is a list for step 8 of 2 things. Number 1, all the credibility points, and I want everybody to, we're going to fill this and figure this together. All the credibility points and all the major features and benefits of the upright MRI. So, credibility-wise, what does everybody use when they're out talking about the company from a credibility standpoint?
Images, the Francis Smith case studies, now the new UCLA study.
Inventor of the MRI.
What else?
30 years of company business.
30 years? Sure.
Existing user-based references.
What's that?
Existing user-based references.
User base. Yeah. It's no longer infant. There's 120 of them out there. What else?
Great sales force.
What's that? Great sales force? Okay, that's a good one.
The inventor of open technology.
Okay. So both of the MRI and open technology. Okay. How many people? Yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't chuckle at that too much, what Dan just said. Our competitors actually have higher turnover than we do. And it's comforting for a buyer to know that they're buying from someone that's been with the company as long as the people that have been here have been with the company. So we're not just there to sell them something today and gone tomorrow. They'll probably be there throughout the whole, throughout the entire life of that investment.
Right. That's very big.
The benefits of the system for children and seniors.
That would be more under the features and benefits of the, not as much the credibility. So that would be children and
the applications for children and
The key feature is the inventor of showing pathology of the spine where a combat system cannot.
as a major feature, right? What we do differently.
We have our own sensor.
Testimonials.
that's real important. The testimonials.
The testimonials and that we have both our own centers are very big credibility points. Number one, that people in the organization invest in these centers. These are all things that are important to another investor. Who owns stock? Do people own stock? I mean, you certainly want to say that the people who work for the company own stock. What else?
A lot of our customers buy multiple.
Multiple buyers, absolutely. And I noticed that there was one of the things that Tom had made up that we saw that actually has a testimonial from
Dr. Khan, 12 scanners.
Right, 12 scanners. I mean, these kinds of things, I have to tell you, when we go through all the folder that I would take out from a credibility standpoint, that one is a gigantic one. You know, why would a doctor do that if he wasn't making money and if he didn't think it was helping his patients? And that's basically what he says. That was the reason he did it.
We also have 5 surgeons testimony.
The surgeon's testimonies, that's true. That's a very good one as well. What about your personal references of the customers that you already have?